Hey everyone. This might actually be the last game I do for Halloween. I kind of did all these very late, so I don't know how many, but I think I'll be uploading this one directly on Halloween. Um, New game. On normal. Yeah. I'll let the intro start.
Stephen King once wrote that nightmares exist outside of logic, and there's little fun to be had in explanations. They're antithetical to the poetry of fear. In a horror story, the victim keeps asking why, but there can be no explanation, and there shouldn't be one. The unanswered mystery is what stays with us the longest, and it's what we'll remember in the end. My name is Alan Wake. I'm a writer.
And that's the title.
I've always had a vivid imagination, but this dream unsettled me. It was wild and dark and weird, even by my standards. So yes, it began with a dream. Following a typical nightmare pattern, I was late, desperately trying to reach my destination, a lighthouse. For some urgent reason, I couldn't remember. I'd been driving too fast down a coastal road to get there. I'd seen the hitchhiker too late. He was dead. I was convinced they'd put me in jail and I would never see Alice again. Suddenly, his body was gone. I was in shock from the crash. I could hardly stay on my feet.
Okay, so I mentioned... no. Okay. So I mentioned that Dead Space was one of my favorite horror games, and while that is true, it doesn't really explain the whole story. Hello, light.
I had to go to the lighthouse. I knew there was something important waiting for me there.
Nah. Let's get a collectible instead.
The bridge had collapsed.
This...
I have to find another way to the lighthouse.
Oh. I just realized I can't actually get the collectible because I have already done a large portion of the game. Oh, poor bird's killed. Batteries used, almost there. Manuscript pages found, almost. Coffee thermoses, canned pyramids knocked over. Yeah. So if I were to ever play this game, like, on a full playthrough, I would need to start from a purely clean file, and I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to be able to do that. Might look into it a little bit. Oh, hey, he's okay. I'm not going to jail. Oh, he's not here. That's not good.
You think you're God?
Oh.
You think you can just make up stuff? Play with people's lives and kill them? That's the drama. There wouldn't be a single readable sentence in your books if it wasn't for your editor. You.
Okay.
You missed your deadline! Damn. You can't stop me!
Try again. Okay. Those are sometimes highlighted with cinematic moments.
The hitchhiker was a character from the story I'd been working on.
by the hands of your own creation.
Oh no, not a tornado of darkness. Not a stamina.
This way!
Oh no, there's a physics object in the way.
Hurry! Mr. Wake, it's me. Clay Stewart, remember?
I'm over here.
Get inside! There's no time to lose!
Oh, and there he is.
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh!
Stop! No! Damn it, die! No! No! No!
They could show blood, but they couldn't show gore.
I was trapped. There was no way out. The cabin was a death trap. I had to get out.
Ow. Oh hey.
Follow the light.
Normally I'm not supposed to do this, but okay.
You are hurt. You should go into the light. You are only safe there.
Light heals you. How poetic.
Well done. I have something important to tell you. It goes like this. For he did not know that beyond the lake he called home lies a deeper, darker ocean green, where waves are both wilder and more serene. To its ports I've been. To its ports I've been. Do you understand?
No.
No.
Follow my light. Dream to teach you. The darkness is dangerous. It's sleeping now. When it feels you coming, it will wake up. There's no time. I can only show you the most important thing. The hitchhiker has been taken over by the dark presence. You can't hurt him now. The darkness protects him from all harm. Only light can drive the darkness away and make him vulnerable again. Here, take the light.
Oh. B is the confirm.
Flashlight
Okay.
toward him and burn the darkness away.
So aiming down sights does that, but it causes the battery freak out.
Now the darkness no longer protects him, but it's still inside, controlling him.
He can't be saved. He's still a threat.
Still a threat. He is still your enemy. Here, take the gun.
Yeah.
Now you'll die.
Good. You've done well. Remember what I've taught you. That is all. I will give you back your dream now.
Okay, now that I've given you the tutorial, I will now leave the story.
In a nightmare, a terrible darkness was taking over the world. The lighthouse was the last safe place on Earth.
Whoops. Okay.
You made me this way, and now
Yeah, if you tap the button, it reloads faster than. Okay, we should be good for now. Ah, dang it. Flare gun ammo. And there's the flare gun.
Just like
Whee! Let's reload that for later. Okay.
I can keep this up forever.
So, because this game has a pretty vibrant physics engine, I could actually die here from flying objects. Okay, I'm out of stamina. Okay. You can tell how much stamina he has by the way that he's walking. Not really clear besides that. Ooh, pretty. Uh-oh. This was supposed to be safe. Oh no!
He's here. Alan, wake up. Shh, baby. Just another nightmare. Everything's fine. You dozed off.
Right. Anything more than dozed off would be news for everyone.
Cheer up, handsome. We're here. Let's act like we're on vacation. Go stand next to that old gentleman there. I want a shot of you with the town in the background.
Sure. I'll even give you a title for the shot. A city boy, moments before he got eaten by a bear.
I guess we can't talk to the operator.
Hi.
Hello there. You picked a good time to visit our town. Deerfest is just 2 weeks away.
Deerfest, huh? Did you hear that, honey?
You have a lovely wife.
I guess I'm not that much of a photogenic person.
Maine, by the way. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I'm Alan Wake.
I won't pretend I don't recognize a famous writer such as yourself, Mr. Wake. A pleasure. I'm an avid reader myself. I hope this isn't too presumptuous of me, but I'm the night host at the local radio station. Any chance I could get an interview?
Look, Mr. Maine, I'm on vacation. In fact, I'd appreciate it if we could keep my being here just between the two of us. I'm sure you understand.
Fair enough. You can trust me to be discreet. Not a hard man to track down if you change your mind, though. I hope you two have a lovely holiday.
Very nice.
So as you could kind of tell from the beginning to this point, the writing's kind of on par with most Stephen King stories. I'm saying that facetiously, but
Bestseller? How's my favorite writer? Are you there yet?
Barry. Yeah. We just got it.
Are the locals giving you trouble? Just say the word and I'll hop on a plane and come make sure that you're left alone, Al.
No, Barry, we're fine.
Great, great. Just want to make sure you can relax and recharge. So, how is the place? Has it gotten your creative juices flowing?
Barry, we're just settling in.
Okay, Al. I'll call back later to make sure you're doing okay. And you call me if there's a problem, okay? Okay. I'm just looking out for you, buddy. Talk to you later.
I love you too, Barry.
You know he's going to be calling you every 5 minutes.
Barry is Barry. I can always turn off the phone.
What did I tell you?
Text message from Barry. He says hi to you too.
Alan, we're here. Come on, let's get back to the car. We need to stop at the local diner to get the cabin key from the landlord, a Mr. Carl Stuckey. He's waiting for us. I'll go fill her up while you get the key. I'll pick you up here in, say, 15 minutes?
Sure.
Alan, thank you for coming here with me.
I love you too. Go on. I'll promise to behave. I'd forgotten there were still places like this. Towns where everybody knew everybody.
Welcome to
that might
the
not be
Happy
good.
Diner.
Hi, I was wondering if you could help me. I'm looking for...
Mr. Wake. Alan Wake. Oh, God! I am your biggest fan. I know people say that all the time, but I really am.
I'm glad to hear that.
Rose.
Rose, I'm looking for Mr. Stuckey. Carl Stuckey?
Carl? Oh, of course, Mr. Wake. He must have gone to visit the restroom. He'll be back in a moment. I can't believe it. I've got all your books. I got the cutout from the bookstore when they took it out of the window.
And you keep it here. Well, okay. Good for you. Right. So much for a quiet vacation.
Try the coffee. Just don't blame me when you fall in love, 'cause it'll break your heart when you have to leave.
Rusty here is no longer human. Nothing but black coffee under a thin layer of skin.
Yeah, that makes
Do
two
me a
of us.
favor, Sonny. I could really use a tune right now. Coconut, number 6 in the
Sure.
jukebox. I'd do it myself, but both of my legs have gone to sleep. Bad circulation. Yeah.
Are you serious? Coconut again? You disgust me. Call yourself a rocker. Unbelievable.
It
You're
does
stuck.
that. Get stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. You need to give it a good solid whack. You put the lime in the coconut, drink them both up. Now that's what I'm talking about. Yes.
Don't go in there, young man. You can hurt yourself in the dark.
I think I can handle it, ma'am. I didn't want to wait. I wanted to find
You don't wanna
Stuckey,
die?
to get the key and get out as soon as possible. The waitress was giving me a headache. Overeager fans always did. Hello? Mr. Stuckey?
Carl couldn't make it. Unfortunately, he was taken ill. But I have the key for you and instructions on how to get to the lake.
Okay.
I wish you a good stay in my cabin. I'll come by later to check how you've settled in. And to meet your wife. I insist.
Thanks.
Oh, you're a lot less creepy when you're not in a cutscene.
Cole Cauldron Lake
kind
is
of.
a special place. Very inspiring.
Okay.
You got lucky this time, young man. You can hurt yourself in the dark. This really ought to be fixed, and then I must remind Sarah to close the lights.
Even that sounds better than your singing.
Are you all right?
The Andersons, they're, local musicians. We're waiting for Dr. Hartman to come pick them up. They wandered off from his clinic at the Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mission accomplished. The key and the directions.
Simple
My
enough.
Hero. I got some flashlights, just in case.
Yay.
Hey, wait! Mrs. Wake! Your keys!
That diner was a real nut house.
Can you believe this place? This would make a wonderful setting for a book.
We're supposed to be on vacation, Alice. I'll figure it out when we get back home. Okay?
Okay. We can talk about this later.
Pat Mannion here on KBFF.
I didn't want to talk about it. I wanted to bury my head in sand.
Here's another one of my favorites to go with it.
Once upon a time, I was a successful writer, but that was a long time ago. I hadn't been able to write a word in 2 years. Not since my last book.
And now the weather. It's gonna be a clear night, so you folks in the big city might want to look up every once in a while. See those stars winking down at you? It gets pretty dark out here, but they'll light your way.
I'm gonna just bring the camera audio up slightly.
Wow. It's gorgeous, Alan.
It's something, all right. Don't worry, honey. I'll get you inside safe and sound
Hey,
before
bird.
it gets dark. And I've got the flashlight. Alice had a phobia. The fear of darkness. I wanted to make sure we were inside with the lights
A lot
on
of
before
birds.
sunset.
Hey. Oh, even more. Hello. So, funny thing about me. This game is actually where I get my pen name, the name I've been using for this channel. I really like the name, the way that Alan is spelt. In his name in particular, so I decided to use that instead of, you know, like Tim Allen, which I always feel that spelling it with an E feels a lot more like a last name than a first name.
Hello? Anyone here?
Hmm.
For a moment, the oppressive feel of the nightmare I had seen on the ferry returned. Damn.
Hmm.
I needed to get the power running in the cabin. There had to be a fuse box or a generator somewhere on the island. The cabin looked like a time capsule from the 60s, or even earlier.
So, one of the reasons why I really like this game is the overall atmosphere that this game brings. And you could probably feel it. Wait.
The Deerfest guests have already started to arrive. Just ran into one on the ferry. Famous artist, no less. We'll see if we can rope him into an interview later on. Now let's go to the phones. Caller, you're on KBF FM.
Hi, Pat. It's Rose.
Why, hello, Rose. What's on your mind?
I know who that famous artist was. It was Alan Wake, wasn't it? He's my favorite writer.
Well, Rose,
I just saw him at the diner. Oh, I am so excited he's here.
I'm sure he's glad to be here, too. Well, folks, I guess the secret's out. This is Pat Maine on KBF-FM. And now some music.
Great. So much for keeping a low profile.
Yeah.
The power cable goes
What?
to that shed over there.
What did it want me to examine? Wait, how did I run out of batteries?
A shoebox filled with books by Thomas Zane sat on the shelf. I'd never heard of him before.
Okay, we might as well get to it.
An old generator had been connected to the power cable.
So, this is my absolute favorite thing to do in this game. Mash A on this generator. Just like look at the way his like arm just like and his little breaks.
The lights are on. Good work, honey. I'll freshen up a bit and start settling in.
Okay.
Cool.
I'll look around a bit.
The island had once been the site for a love story. Maybe it would be that again. It was a beautiful place. I told myself I could rest here, sleep here, and forget about my work. I thought we could be happy here.
Yeah, so I love, before I go in, I personally love the story of this game. I love the way it's told, and I also feel like this game in particular is one of the reasons why I actually got into fervently writing, because I just like I just really found, I don't know a good way to say it, but this game
Honey?
is the reason why I like
Played a trick on me.
writing.
Alice wouldn't have come out in the dark.
Oh.
The water was black. I couldn't help but imagine all sorts of horrors lurking in the depths below.
Black waters. But yeah,
I'm upstairs. I have a surprise for you.
Well, hello there.
I'm not the surprise. It's in the study. Go take a look.
Okay.
Surprise!
Alice, what is this?
I guess I have a small confession to make. I thought maybe you could write here that a change of scenery would get you past.
Damn it, Alice, everyone
Hey, hey, just hear me out. There's a local doctor, Dr. Hartman. I read a book of his. He has a private clinic here. He specializes in helping artists.
So now you want to get me committed?
No, it's not like that. That's not... Alan? Alan?
Just don't. I don't want to hear it. God damn it, Alice. God damn it.
I knew she wouldn't follow me in the dark. I needed some time alone to think things through. had gone dark. All the lights.
Oh no, I have 5 batteries. Neat.
Alice, I'm coming! It's all right, I'm coming!
What the hell?
Alice? Alice? Oh no!
Keep going, Alan. Wake up.
Alice?
Waking up in the crashed car felt like I had woken from one nightmare and entered another. I couldn't remember how I got there. All I knew was that something terrible had happened to Alice. The phone was dead. I'd have to find help on foot.
And there we go. Starting from this point on.
Among Alice's things was a book.
Oh, a really thick book.
By a Dr. Emil Hartman. Seeing the book brought back my fight with Alice. I didn't like it, and I didn't like the guy's smug face on the cover either.
This is effectively where the game starts. With a mystery.
The gas station was my best bet. They'd have a phone I could use. It looked like a long hike through the forest to get there.
Here, let me get to the initial part where the mystery starts, and then I'll sort of explain my thoughts on this game. Because I've recorded a few episodes for Halloween, but I never actually rated any of them, except for this one.
Hello? Is someone there?
The loose sheets of paper were pages from a manuscript entitled Departure. That was the name I planned to use for the next novel I had never gotten started. I was named the author. I hadn't written it. I couldn't remember writing it. In the scene on the page, the hero was attacked by an axe murderer in the woods at night.
So, I have several, but might as well show some of them off.
The man turned to face me. His face was covered in shadows. It was hard to make him out in the darkness of the forest that surrounded us, but the axe he lifted was plain to see. It glistened with the blood of his victim. He grinned madly. The shadows were alive, distorting his features. It was a scene from a nightmare, but I was awake. The Taken stood before me. It was impossible to focus on it, as if it stood in a blind spot caused by a brain tumor and eye disease. It was bleeding shadows like ink underwater, like a cloud of blood from a shark bite. I was terrified. I squeezed the flashlight like my life depended on it, willing it to stop coming any closer. Suddenly something gave, and the light seemed to shine brighter.
Okay. So with that, and moving a little bit further forward.
Anybody there? Please, I've been in an accident.
This game has a really neat way of sort of tying in the writer aspect of this character.
The lights up ahead were a good sign. Maybe I wouldn't have to hike all the way down to the gas station to find a phone.
But it also does something that I really like in stories. I really like mysteries.
Anybody there? Please, I've been in an accident. Hey! Hey, you! Phil! There's been an accident. I need help. Listen, I need to...
Premium cabins for rent in
Nightfall. Oh, hell.
Carl Stuckey.
Pleased
to meet you. Non-refundable reservation deposit required. Fair and square. And square.
Oh, I guess I already grabbed that one. Oh, yeah, it was the one I read.
Drive, you lose. Shit.
I had to
Oh,
figure
yeah, I
a way
saw
out of
that
this.
movie once.
Any second now, and Stuckey would be knocking on the door with his axe like Nicholson in The Shining.
Oh, hey. I guess you also saw that movie. Okay, so I got a small little hand light.
Trying.
Yes.
It's the latest.
Bright Falls Sheriff Station. Only
Hello? Hello?
Move it. Let you.
This is bad.
Oh.
I'd never fired a gun outside a shooting range, and now I just killed someone. Or something. There were no bodies. They
Okay,
just disappeared.
so this
If I was
paint.
dreaming, it felt real enough to make me sick. Eerie hand-painted graffiti was revealed by my flashlight. Someone had hidden a chest of supplies near it.
Flare gun. Okay. Just need to go a little bit further forward. And then I can start talking about it. You just turn that off.
The Dark Forest was the last place I wanted to go, but I had no choice. I had to get to the gas station.
Okay. The little yellow circle is, I don't want to say it's odd. Dang it. But I will say that it does kind of confuse me a little bit of which direction it wants me to go in.
What the hell was that? When I saw the river below, something uncoiled itself inside my head. I realized that I'd have to find a way across. I didn't even want to look at the water.
I will say that the waypoint does make it a little bit too easy to find your way, while at the same time being confusing enough that looking at it itself is is also a challenge.
Stucky was still out there, in the dark, stalking me.
Lithium batteries, I believe, count as 2? Oh. I think that actually is something. Nah. What, 42 bullets? Huh. Okay. Oh, this is a toolbox, not actually anything. Oh. Okay. Okay, so this is a good time to actually talk about what exactly I like about this game. And it stems from the overall idea that at its heart, this is less horror and more horror-themed mystery. I'm not going to go too far into what eventually happens near the end of the game, but it also has a little bit of tinge of going from having that Stephen King, I don't want to say charm, because I don't think that's the exact word I would use. I want to use when describing Stephen King's writing. But it's got that essence to it that... Oh, I should reload. It's got that essence of it of like, okay, what exactly is going on? And then it slowly explains itself and you go, oh, okay.
The staircase was broken. I had to make my way up some other way.
Okay, I'm out of bullet space.
There was no power. There was bound to be a generator somewhere.
No
at the
power.
site.
Fine, generator. Okay. I don't think I'm supposed to climb up that yet. Yeah. Yeah, while the flare was active, I felt really safe doing that, so... Save. Some healing. Shotgun. Shotgun's gonna be primarily for bigger enemies. Okay. Line it up. Yeah, perfect. As you could probably tell by the length of this one, I'm going to the end of the chapter, which is going to be in a bit. But it's mostly the talk about how I really like this story. And I feel like one of the better aspects of the writing is how it doles out the mystery. Because a lot of times when a person is writing a story,
well, I was just outside for a breath of fresh air, and what a night. I know most of you are probably in your beds by now, but if you're still up and around, take a moment. Step outside for a spell and breathe in deep. The weather is absolutely still. The sky is crystal clear. It's like
I'll wait for him to finish.
Breathing along with you. As you listeners know, I'm a night owl, and it's on nights like this I wish I wasn't cooped up in the studio. Makes an old man like me wish I could just roam wild. But here I am, and who'd keep you company all night long if I weren't? It looks like I'm not the only one staying up late. Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, Pat, it's Maurice Horton.
Hello, Maurice. What are you up to?
Well, I was just taking Toby on his walkies.
Oh, isn't it beautiful out there?
Sure, but Pat, the reason I called is that Toby heard something rustling in the undergrowth and took off after it, and I couldn't find it.
Probably a rabbit.
Sure. Toby loves rabbits.
Well, sure.
Anyway, I figured that, you know, if anyone runs into Toby, they could grab him. My number's on his collar.
And Toby's a friendly dog?
Toby loves people. Usually he comes back, but we were pretty far from home, and it sounds like he went pretty wild there. Great dog, but he's just too tough for his own good.
Well, Maurice, it's out there now. Hope Toby comes home soon.
Yeah, thanks, Pat.
You have a good night now.
Sorry, I was paying attention to something else. But one of the most important aspects of a mystery is being able to solve the mystery. Is being able to accurately solve that mystery. And not have the story signpost the mystery. So basically, you want the story to at the same time kind of let you solve it yourself. While also having the story not be so hard to guess that it feels like it comes out of nowhere. Because there are a lot of times in which there will be a game or a movie or a book that
It's light welcoming in the darkness.
instead of explaining its story, it kind of just sit there and just like, what did this mean? Just like, okay. Jerks. Yeah, some of these chapters actually get pretty long, but I'm not really concerned about that as much as trying to find time to actually explain what I like about this story. So, safe haven. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I guess it's a little hard to I'm not running out of batteries because I don't end up actually using them. Okay, Alan, just jump for joy instead of actually grabbing the flare. I know that's my fault, but hey. Normally I'd be reading these, but they're mostly character backstory and sort of almost like vague premonitions of what's gonna happen. This is my favorite part of the story.
Science. It bestows immortality on those who advance it to elevate all of mankind. Newton.
Yeah, it's this Twilight Zone-esque thing they do called Night Springs. I'm not gonna sit down and watch the entire thing, but I think it's pretty cool. Okay, where is he?
As you might think, it can be dangerous. It requires patience. No. Even with the engine takes hours. Dropping bounce isn't easy, and fail. Mistake don't make. Count your door.
No. There we go. Sorry, Stucky, but
Stucky's body vanished, leaving behind
you were hurting me.
a lifetime of nightmares to come, assuming I'd reach the lights at the gas station alive.
Okay, let's open this and pull that. So, as you can tell, I just defeated the boss.
I recognized the parade float I had seen in Bright Falls when I first arrived with Alice.
Parade float. Parade float.
After the insanity I had just experienced in the darkness, the lights of the gas station felt comforting. At least for a moment, the sane world reasserted itself. The Deer Fest had been 2 weeks away when we arrived. If the day count on the banner was right, I was missing a whole week between the night we got here and now.
No.
I stepped into the gas station's garage. It was dark and quiet. The place was a mess. It looked like someone trashed the place or that there'd been some kind of fight. Light spilled into the room through an open door at the back, and I made my way toward it. Without any warning, I was blinded by a bright light. An old portable TV on the shelf had come alive by itself. Impossibly, I could see myself on the screen, talking like a madman. The garage was a mess. It looked like someone had trashed the place, or that there'd been some kind of fight.
Outside, there's only darkness. Outside the cabin, outside the story, there's only darkness.
I can feel her presence in the dark. Just now, I could smell her perfume in the room. I'll reach her. I'll fix it up. I'll bring her back. The story will come true. If I stop, she's lost.
I don't believe this. It'd been me on the TV, talking crazy. Was I losing my mind?
Yeah. Bucktooth Charlie. So I would use the phone, but it would end the chapter. So I basically wanted to just take a moment, and I would like to say that this is still one of my favorite games on the Xbox 360. Like, ever since picking this game up when I was little, like 2011, somewhere around there, I have loved this game. And it really did inspire me to start writing and try to get to a level of trying to write good stories. And I hope I also like kind of like the gameplay, and I would actually consider this like one of the platinum games for the entirety of the Xbox 360, and it's so great. Thanks everyone for watching. Play the game if you haven't played. Play all the games that I basically showed off on this week. Thanks for watching.